everyone and welcome to Captain's Video Blog. We are Saturday, March the 26th, 2015, 16. That's probably the worst mistake I've done in a while. I've been preparing myself for like a couple of months actually before 2016 because I always do that kind of mistake. At the beginning of a new year, as I think most people do. I mean, somehow it's when it's the change is the most obvious that we tend to do the easy mistakes, because when you reach the end of the month, you don't start the following month mistaking what month it is for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, even though a couple of weeks would be pretty bad since a month usually goes for like 4 weeks or a little more than 4 weeks. But anyway, I get sidetracked. So I'll say we are at the beginning of Sunday morning. It's not really 2 a.m. I always found it weird that they chose something as arbitrary as 2 a.m. to change the hour. Well, I mean, it's 2 a.m. when we switch to summertime, and it's 3 a.m. when we switch to winter time. So I'm actually going to lose an hour of sleep as I speak to you, and it's probably the first time in a couple of months, a couple of years, or even more than that, to be quite honest, like 5 years or so, that I actually feel like I'm losing an hour of sleep, because even when I was in prépa, somehow the holidays were always set up so that I was actually at the beginning of the holidays when we switched to summertime. So or there's always the thing with the long weekends of Easter, when you don't actually lose sleep because I for quite some time I sleep way later than 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. as it will be in a couple of minutes actually. But this time I'm actually losing sleep because I'm moving out of my Montpellier apartment later in the day, and I have to go. We have to leave this house, to move everything out by I would say 9 a.m. Yeah, so you can understand why I'm saying that I'm actually losing sleep, even though I will be sleeping later than 2 or 3 a.m. I wanted to see if Google had already implemented a feature that lets you know what time it will be in a select amount of time, because I was watching an anime earlier in the evening. It's Shoujo Tachi wa Koya wo Mezasu, which barely translates to the girls beyond the wasteland. I mean the Japanese title in Romaji is really confusing because it's girls beyond the youth Koya. So they don't translate Koya, which could be the jungle or the wasteland, but beyond the youth is apparently a reference that's picked up in the last episode where they say, beyond those are youth. I don't even remember how it's said in Japanese, but I don't really care. Apparently it's the anime adaptation of a visual novel that's not even out yet, or like that came out on the on the day of the last episode. So that's kind of weird. Like, is it does the visual novel start after that anime, or do we just do the same as in the anime? I mean, it's produced by Takahiro, so he has the money from his game company, Minato Soft. Uh, I wonder what kind of visual novel you can do, because the time where it's meta, it doesn't really flow well, the whole meta thing, a visual novel about doing a visual novel, like a video game about making a video game. I mean, to me, it works because there's not that same, how could I say that, same storyline. Like, is it a multi-route, route visual novel, where maybe in one choice you get to actually go to the more successful video game company. I don't remember, like, it's Typhoon, I guess. I don't remember. I watched these episodes like 2 or 3. It's 2 hours ago, because now it's 3 a.m. But it's still 2 hours ago that it was midnight somehow. So yeah, I realized that you would switch to the summer or winter time at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. because it's an hour where usually people are asleep, and that's why you're saying you're losing sleep, because you don't switch the hour the night before. You do it the morning after. I remember switching to the hour before, like for a couple of times. And for a while it was kind of distracting, because well, I mean, that's the only way you're not losing sleep. It's by already, kind of arbitrarily saying that you will go to sleep later, even though you're going to sleep at the same hour, because there's always, I mean, the TV doesn't change the hour until the morning. That's like, I think that accommodates the TV channels really like a lot, because usually at night it's reruns or some kind of programming that doesn't really matter, so it's not kind of a problem to, well, skip an hour or add an hour of stuff. I don't know, like in the US, I think they're on summertimes. They've been on summertime like since the beginning of the month, or 2 weeks ago. So that might have been a problem for them like earlier, but because some TV channels tend to do, to have a some kind of programming grid that's already set in stone, and that people tend to watch it, even though there's something like the US do their have that kind of thing. I've noticed that with the way people talk about the way they go out. For example, like people have said that they would go out and say that they had a complete evening, a good old night out, and would be back just in time for the late night shows, even though the late night shows start at 11:30 p.m. And I'm like, if I have a night out, if I decide to have a night out, I will be back at my home by 4 a.m. earliest. That's kind of thing. Or sometimes I will not even be out, be there until the morning. That's kind of the thing. But I guess that's also something that's kind of an acquired taste. I don't know. So yeah. Wow. I don't actually know at what time I'm going to be asleep, because as yesterday's video weblog was filmed around 6:30 a.m. Yeah, I went to sleep around 8 or 9, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna be awake way earlier than Friday night. I was earlier, sure, but by like 3 or 4 hours, which is not a lot, you know. That's kind of the things that don't quite add up, I would say. Yeah, and I think that it's literally today that I realized just how late in March we are, like how late in the year we are already. We're not really that late, but like the 2 months, especially January and the first 2 weeks of February, went by so fast because I was working my ass off, and then I did nothing for 6 weeks, and right now I realize it. You know, that's kind of strange. That's kind of something that I come with terms come to terms with. You know, yeah, because I was talking about well, this season of anime, because we're at the end, and I now realize that shit, it's been 3 months since it started. I'm like, whoa, crazy, am I right? Yeah. So, yeah. What else? Nothing really, I guess. I'm gonna go sleep for like 3 hours that I have left. So, with that in mind, I bid you farewell. Well, I'm telling you goodbye. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.